Good books are lengthening and brightening the lives of a multitude of people. History and development. In 1923 it was well equipped with books like encyclopedias, biographies of eminent personalities, reference books, for the use of the staff and students. The library until 1935 was the late Sister Julie, a French sister fluent in English. The initial expenditure on the library in the early years was just above rupees 1,000 per year. In June 1942 Sister Aurelia took charge of the library. In 1950 Sister Virginia succeeded Sister Aurelia as the librarian. In 1957-58, the total number of volumes in the library was 12,000. Sister Jacinta succeeded Sister Virginia. In 1977 before the flood, there were 33,000 books. Of these 22,000 were lost in the floods. At present, we have a committed team of library staff. Sister Sahaya Mary M.A., MLISC, the librarian. Sister Mercy M.A., MLIS Evening College Library in charge. Mrs. Nandini B.Sc., MLIS, MPhil. Library Assistant, in charge of Classification Section. Mrs. Lily Rosie B.A., in charge of Book Return and Part-Time Students. Mrs. Rosie B.A., in charge of Loan Library, Interlibrary Loan. Mrs. Bella in charge of Benighting Unit. Mrs. Marceline, BSc PGDCP for Staff Issue. Miss Josephina Mary M.A., PGDCA, sees to current journals and back volumes. Mrs. Doni Salamino B.A., in charge of Science Section. Miss Elizabeth M.A., MLIS, in charge of Newspapers and in charge of Reference Section. Mrs. Anita M.A., DCA, Contact Person for Rock City Free Books. Mrs. Maria Elizabeth Rani, BLIT, DTP, taking care of computer works including current content, a monthly update. Mrs. Calais Salvi, BSc, BLIS, is in charge of the Arts Section and Periodical Section. Mrs. Elizabeth Rani B.A., for Reprography Section. Library Policy. The library aims at being a resource center, a social institution, a force for educational excellence, by providing and non-book materials to promote good values, genuine human relationships, social consciousness, leadership capacities, and academic excellence in research and in teaching. Working hours. The library is functions from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. daily, except on Sundays and government holidays. Reference service. Library is open from 8:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. for reference. Library is open during summer vacation too. Tools for guide. The following tools guide a fresher into the different sections of library. Shelf guides, classified arrangement, topic, library staff, library manual.
Regulations of the library. It is obligatory on all students of the college to be the member of this library and the reading room. Perfect order and silence should be maintained in the library. Students have the privilege of direct access to the shelves in the stack room and reading room. No one is allowed to bring any other textbook or article inside the library. Each member will be given 2 books at a time. The books and their ID cards are not transferable. Loss of the above should be intimated to the librarian immediately. A student can keep a book for a week. It is only after obtaining clearance certificate from the library a student can get transfer certificate and hall ticket. No one is allowed to pass on any book to another or lend them to anyone inside or outside of the college. The system registers every book issued and returned. The textbooks will be issued to the economically poor students on payment of a nominal fee of rupees 10 per semester. An application duly signed by the head of the department should be submitted to the librarian. At the end of each semester, Both the staff and students are expected to return all the books to the library. In order to clear their due, the library staff will examine the books returned. If a book is damaged, lost or spoiled, all persons who borrowed one book during the semester should replace it with a new copy. Books should be handled with love and care. Marking on books most objectable. Students are strictly forbidden to tear or scribble on pages of magazines and books. Any students found doing this will be punished severely. The postgraduate departments such as mathematics, physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, rehabilitation science, English, economics, commerce, biotechnology have their department libraries, which is attached to the main library.
Library services. Library orientation. Every reader is motivated to use the library. The regulations are familiarized to them. Periodical section. The current periodicals are subscribed every year. They include news digest, research articles, teaching methods, and current trends in different disciplines. Circulation work. It is carried out daily except Sundays and government holidays. Reference services. It is carried out in all the working hours of the library. Loan library. It is availed to the economically poor students. Interlibrary loan is encouraged within the colleges which are affiliated to Bharathidasan University. Rock City Association offer books to 300 economically poor students annually. Books indexing service. Indexing is being done on request specially for research purposes.
Arts Reading Hall. As you enter, you see the Arts Reading Hall, where the following sections are there: book issue, book return. You also find the rare collections at the counters. Current periodical section in the Arts Reading Hall has number of periodicals, magazines and newspapers. You are free to use them at any time. You find encyclopedias stacked in Reading Hall. Encyclopedias carry the world of knowledge, so it is an important reference tool. Books for competitive exams too are stacked as open access to you, so that you could use them for your competitive exams. We have books almost for all competitive exams. Apart from those books, you have books for UGNET, XERNET, SLET books. Exhibitions, quotations cupboard contain books, which will be of use to prepare exhibitions. A good collection of quotations too are stacked there in the same cupboard. Reports and published statistics cupboard has collections such as authentic data concerning international, national, alternate, local reports. They are very useful for research. Library Arts Stack Room, ground floor, has the following books. They are teaching learning methods. 190 books are there to help teachers to learn different methods of teaching and learning. It is sociology section. The books that does not belong to rural development or human rights are stacked here. Books on education to enable the teachers and students to know the methods and evaluation strategies. The next section is on research methods. Almost all the postgraduate students and the students of MPhil use them for their studies. Rural Development Department is the vocationalization of the subject economics. Hence it deals with the combination of sociology, economics and rural development subjects. The canonical discipline economics books are here. They are weeded out according to the need of the department and student community. The discipline of commerce has the following racks. The classification is placed near the shelf for you to identify the books of your need. History books are stacked here, where students are allowed to take them, either for reference or for home reading. Biography, autobiography books are placed near Gambhiana. We have a very special collection of eminent personalities and great leaders. Tamil undergraduate section has fictions and other basic college level Tamil books, which will be of use to the undergraduate students. There is always rush at this section. You will find a winding staircase, which will take you to the first floor of the Earth's stack room. There you find dictionaries. Dictionaries are useful to find meaning for words, synonyms, antonyms, definition of words and concepts. There are subject dictionaries, dictionaries for symbols, dictionaries for arts, dictionaries for science and etc. The next section, you find visual communication and journalism. Even though they are started in recent years, the finance invested on them brought the books to our store. The rest of the books are for English. We have to our credit 11,000 books for English language. The newly started discipline, Human Rights, has 2,000 books, almost all of them new. The next important section is Women. Almost all the disciplines in our college deal with them in one time or the other, either for assignment or for paper. Technical section has 2 servers and 9 nodes of computers connected to it. They are networked. The new books are stacked here before the data entry procedure is being done. The catalog cabinet. The old books have their manual catalog. We have both classified and alphabetical catalog. As we have the mechanized catalog called OPERAC, many students use them to search for their book and to know the availability of the book in the library. This is the place where our staff maintain their personal belongings. The Science Reading Hall is furnished in 1986 with the glass tables, matching to the Arts Reading Hall. Here you find a library, which has cabins. Cabins with computers for students, and cabins for teachers. There are 600 CDs available for the students, for free use. Periodical section and back volumes have a collection of 7,000 volumes, and they are computerized, with the software called Mega. They enable the research, effective and useful. Staircase, when you reach the first floor, you find books on ethics. This shelf has books on personality development, religion and other common topics. They are meant for issue. There are scriptures of Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Jainism and Upanishads etc. For spiritual enlightenments. We want you to read them, and get benefit out of them. There are good books on psychology, which are used by students and staff. Next to the psychology section, you have loan library, where the books that could be lent for loan library are stacked there. Students are free to go and find them and get them on loan for a semester. Next to which, you have Tamil books meant for postgraduate students. Few lakhs of rupees had been invested on them, and there are quality of books are there for reference. Apart from those subject books, we also have a good collection of French books. They are for reference only. As we have had the course for Sanskrit, we have a collection of Sanskrit books nearly 200 in number. It may be of use if we start a course again. Hindi section. We have a good collection of Hindi books which we receive from the Sabha, New Delhi, and from publications. Medicine and nutrition section deal with the books of human anatomy and nutrition. There are interesting books for our use. The next section is biology, which is a canonical subject having 3,000 books to its credit. The discipline of environment exists since 15 years in our college. We have a very good collection here concerning the environment. Even though we had started the course biotechnology recently, our collection is being built up since last 12 years. Biochemistry books are also of the same story. This is the botany rack, which contains botany books. The undergraduates, as well as postgraduates, use them. The same thing with zoology too. As we have 2 sections of chemistry, in undergraduate, we have more number of copies in the subject of chemistry. Physics has launched itself to many modern areas. Almost all new standard books published are bought here. There is also twin subject called Electronics and Computer Science. There are 6,000 books for both the subjects. Many of them are for reference only. This is the mathematics section. A section for reference, and another section for issue books. Reprography service is rendered for Rs1 per page. Books are not allowed outside the library for Xeroxing. This place is for the display of the new arrivals. There are 3 ways we display new arrivals. 1, to stack at the rack of new arrivals. 2nd, we remove the book jacket and display them on the notice board. The 3rd type is through a CD, where we prepare each month a CD, scanned book cover, of the new arrivals. Library notice board is an important means we communicate knowledge and inspiration. Colorful and attractive messages are displayed that the incoming users see them and enter the library. Subject organization, the library follows UNC, Universal Decimal Classification. 2.1 Dictionary. 2.2 Encyclopedia. 2.3 Library Science. 2.4 Reports. 2.5 Directory. 2.6 Competitive Books. 2.7 Pleasure Reading. 5 Computer. Good books are lengthening and brightening the lives of a multitude of people. They are friends to the lonely, companions to the deserted, joy to the joyless, good cheer to the disheartened, a helper to the helpless. They bring light into darkness, and sunshine into shadow.